Based on the numbers you have in camp and so many young players, how will the evaluation process of the competition be decided on some of these jobs this year? Will it be different than in the past?
I don't think so. We got a lot of information on some of our young players. We've got a lot of information on the invitees that we're probably just getting to see for the first time. I think you want to find more about the guy and the fit, how he goes about his way in the clubhouse, and then generally more times than not those decisions work themselves out. But the last thing we want to do is provide a message that we're telling young guys that you got to come in and overdo something to compete. Because I don't think that's fair to them to really make those type of decisions over a 6-week period or 4-week period of games. So to answer your question, I don't think it changes too much at all. I think it's probably, if anything changes, there's probably some more excitement about seeing some of these young players and watching them go out and perform. I mean, you hear about them at the major league level when they're in AA or AAA, and you read about the successes they're having. We're going to get to see them firsthand. So that's what brings a lot of excitement.
Kevin, how weird is it that you're not going to have Evan Longoria's name in the lineup every day and not have Alex Cobb's name every 5 days on your lineup card?
Yeah, very. I mean, I'd be denying if it wasn't. Even today, going and doing the trainers and the physicals and stuff, and Longo's always been around, obviously, before I was here, and it's a testament to what he's meant to the organization. Wish him nothing but the best, understanding that he's in a good spot and it's going to be good for him, but he'll definitely be missed. You don't have the type of career that he did with the Rays and not miss a guy like that. And the same can be said for Alex Cobb. My time around him was a little unique in that he got through some injuries, but it was really impressive how he battled what we would say battled through an early part of a season, then all of a sudden put together just a tremendous season. So both those guys are going to be missed. Now we're going to need some other guys to fill those voids on the field and off the field.
Kevin, you have had already guys here working out not just pitchers and catchers, but position players as well. Can you compare, the numbers and the guys that are here this year to previous seasons as manager? As for there are more guys, there are less guys, and for Chaim and Eric, how does these guys getting in here early help start your decision process?
Well, it's actually fairly consistent, Steve, with what we've seen over the last 3 years, 4 years. People want to be down here. It's probably better than to take batting practice outside than it is up north somewhere. We've always had a good turnout, and I think that's a culture that's been established over years here that guys want to get down here, get their work in, get ready to play, and that's no different this year. The young guys are probably a little bit more excited, but I don't see too much of a difference. I think we have an opportunity here with some young players that are going to come up, and we can really stress fundamentals. We're going to win games this year by catching the ball, and I think we're going to put an emphasis on that in practice. And Tom, you just brought up Longo. There was nobody better than him in watching him practice. When Longo missed a ground ball, everybody on the diamond knew he missed it because he was furious with himself. That intensity, the way he practiced, we need that to trickle throughout the entire camp. And generally with young guys, I think our coaching staff that we've built, we're going to be able to provide that message, that the importance of making a play behind our pitchers. We feel that we're fortunate to have the amount of pitchers that we have in camp, some really good ones, and we want to do everything we can to set them up well. So there's not really any drastic differences from how we're going to go about camp, but there could be some different messages because so many guys are not as established.
It's not doing drills differently or spending more time on
there's probably going to be some more drills. We're going to try to ramp up the intensity. It's really difficult. We spent, Rocco and I and Matt Cotaro, who those guys planned our camp. You spend a lot of time trying to simulate game speed. You got to balance that with the more game speed you put out there, the more risk of injury. And we've had our lumps of injuries coming out of camp over the last couple of years. We want to try our best to avoid that, but we want to do everything we can to practice at a high level, challenging them to where when they do get in those game situations, it's never easy, but maybe it comes a little more natural. I think it's a testament to Jose to get down here, get here early, given everything that took place in Puerto Rico over the last couple of months that he left. He's down here working. You can see that he's changed his physique. in some really positive ways. His work ethic has been tremendous, and just the way the ball's coming out of his hand. I don't know if we saw that too many times last year.
How would you rate seeing Matt Duffy out there early as well?
The best day so far of the offseason was yesterday when I walked in. He was smiling ear to ear. He took about 50 ground balls at third base. He took a round of batting practice. He feels great. Now it's on us, myself, our training staff, Joe Binge, to manage that, temper that a little bit. It's a guy that he's a baseball player. We said that multiple times last year. He's really wanting to get out there and play. Very smart. We want to make sure that we do everything we can to keep him healthy. Joe and I have talked about different plans of getting him a lot of reps, consistent reps, but maybe not the long inning reps or long game reps, but getting him out on his feet. But right now he comes in with no limitations, and you can see he's just really upbeat. Well, I mean, obviously the candidates in left field, Corey put up a really good season. Really strong first half. Then we acquired Denard Span, veteran player. And then Malix is, a lot of reason to be excited about Malix, whether he's playing left or right or backing up KK in center. We're excited to see how it plans out a little bit. The infield situation is unique in that we got a lot of candidates that are going to get tons of reps at second base. And then, with Brad playing some first, some second in spring, we'll kind of see how it unfolds. But, look at Robbie as being really valuable in that equation. Might see Robbie a little bit in the outfield to see how he can take to it. But I think Robbie proved last year to everybody that he's pretty comfortable wherever you put him on the dirt, and we'll continue to utilize that.
Based on some of the discussions y'all had, or we talked about as far as the whole thing, not letting guys go past the second time through the order, and the possibility of having maybe a different, an extra pitcher in the bullpen. Where are y'all on that right now, or are y'all still discussing that?
We're still discussing a lot. I mean, I think the way when we made some acquisitions there at the deadline, and we saw the benefits of what stacking those bullpen arms could come in and do. And I think going into this spring, we want to find a way to utilize that, get close to that. But it takes a little while to find out who you got and how guys can bounce back. I mean, we were so fortunate in August and September that, the guys that we were leaning on, they were able to take the ball every day or, every other day, if not every day. That helps a lot. So we still got a lot to kind of talk through on that.